Custom forms and dynamic form rules, a way to capture better data from the start. The goal of this video is to show you how to capture the right information from users as they submit tickets or from technicians as they work to close out and resolve tickets so that we have all the data captured for anything we may need for reporting or to help route that ticket or assign it to the right place right away and avoid some of the manual effort to triage those out. Jumping into setup here, there's three main components. The custom fields, which will live on our custom forms, and then those custom forms will be put into a dynamic form rule to tell the system when and where to display what we've just created. So a few different steps here. I usually suggest starting from a custom form because we can add fields at that level, but you can always start within custom fields as well and create fields for any data point you may need. And you can see here I have a lot of different options that are used throughout the system. But we'll jump next to the custom forms. If I am creating a field here, it's a simple plus button. Give the field a name, select a field type, and then define the scope. The scope here, global versus service catalog. Global means this field can be used anywhere in the system. Incidents, problems, changes, assets, contracts, users, all of the different modules. Service catalog can only be used in the service catalog. So I'm going to jump next to step one or part one, where I would recommend we begin, and that's creating your custom form. So the form here is where all the data points or fields will live for a given scenario. So let's talk through an example. If I wanted to build a form for my laptop issues or, say, software problems, I simply tell the system what information or what data points I may need here. And again, I can plug in from existing custom fields that I already have, or I can simply create a new field for the software name. Different options here, everything from an attachment to a checkbox to a text field in this area where I want the user to define or type in what the name of the software is they're having a problem with. I may want to include the date that this happened, and I can get even more granular if I wanted to know what module of the software. And here I may give them a drop-down field or a pick list that they can choose from, but you have many different options here for the field types. Maybe it's module A, module B, or module C in this example. Once you have that custom form built, we then have to tell the system when and where to display that information. So let's look at an example here that I already have. I've got a custom form with my laptop, and I should have mentioned this on that previous screen, but here you'll see a couple words saying logic, which is simply on this form telling the system that a couple of those fields, what version of Windows or Mac OS, only need to apply logically to a certain type of laptop. For example, if a user's on a Dell, I don't need to know the Mac OS. And if they're on a MacBook, I don't need to know what version of Windows they're on. So the logic in this form is simply going to tell the system at the beginning, hide those two fields up front, and simply display laptop type to that user. If the user was to select from that laptop type the value of Mac, if that is true, then I want to show that field for Mac OS. If the user was to select Dell from that laptop type field, then if that is true, I want to show what version of Windows, and I want to make sure that that field is required or mandatory for the user. Now that we have that custom form built, dynamic form rules, again, are where we tell the system when and where to display or to show that custom form. If I'm building a new rule here, you'll see that these forms can be used across the board. Everything from changes to contracts to other assets to purchase orders to CSAT surveys to users. So all of the different modules in the system can have additional data points captured leveraging the custom fields and custom forms, but we have to tell the system using a rule where and what module to display those. So let's take a look at that laptop example. I've got a rule built here for my hardware tickets. That leverages those condition sets again. So very similar to the logic on the form, this rule is going to have some logic applied as well. Scope, I have this rule set up to display that form for laptops on any incident, but I only want to display that form if the category of that ticket is hardware and the subcategory of that ticket is laptop. So I don't need the user to tell me what laptop or laptop type they're on and what OS they're on if they're submitting an issue that has nothing to do with a laptop. Similarly, in this rule, if there is an issue with a desktop, I've got another custom form that I'm telling the system to show or display on true if the ticket has a category hardware, subcategory of desktop. So step one, again, create the fields and the form, apply any logic that may be relevant. Step two, create a dynamic form rule to tell the system when and where to display those fields. So let's look at this in a live example. Having those rules in place and those forms built, as an end user, if I'm creating a ticket, regardless of what I start typing here, the logic and the rule that I have defined is based on that category and subcategory. So when a user selects the category of hardware and the subcategory of laptop, that custom form then gets displayed. The logic on that form tells the system to only display laptop type until the next selection is made. If the user chooses Dell, the field for what version of Windows displays and is marked as required or mandatory. If the user selects Mac, the field for Mac OS is displayed. If the user was to select category hardware, subcategory of desktop, then I see that other custom form I've built asking the user what kind of desktop.